Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Corner, and welcome to this Christmas holiday horror movie series ranking video. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look and ranking all nine movies that I watched in this series for December 2023, from my least favorite to my favorite. Now, this is going to be based on a one-time watch. So keep that in mind. This obviously could change upon future watches, but based on a one-time watch, this is kind of how I feel from 9 to 1 as far as my enjoyment of each of these nine movies. If you want to see the individual reviews for these nine movies, they're up on my channel. Make sure to check those out. I'm not gonna say too much about each of these movies as I go through them, just because I did a full scale review for each of them that's up on my channel, but I'll mention a couple of things why it ranks where it does. So, with that being said, if you followed these reviews, two of them I streamed, two of these movies, and seven of them I have on physical media. Um, that I'll be showing here in this ranking. But two of them I don't have the physical media for. I streamed them on Netflix or Shutter or something or YouTube even. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with what was my least favorite, number nine of this series, and that's going to be one that I did stream, and that's Black Christmas 2019. Even though I didn't hate this movie as much as some other people, I definitely see the problems with it. My biggest problem with it is it's not a Black Christmas movie. They could have called this something else, and it might have been received even better, frankly. But the fact that they called it Black Christmas when it really has nothing to do with the Black Christmas story or any of the characters was really the big issue here. I did like the Christmas atmosphere and decor going on. I liked the Imogen Poots in this movie. Um, I liked the cinematography. um, I like the opening sequence to the movie. But as I said, it's not a Black Christmas movie. They hammer home their message, their um well, their message. Yeah, I had another word on the tip of my tongue, but it's a little too heavy-handed, obviously, as many people have mentioned, and it's PG-13, where I think it could have been R. But overall, I didn't hate the movie, but I also don't see myself rushing out to buy it or to watch it again. It's just of all these movies, it was my least favorite because my biggest gripe, as I've said 3 times now, is it's not a Black Christmas movie. So that was my least favorite of the month. And then now coming in at number eight is going to be the other movie that I streamed. I didn't do this on purpose. It's just kind of the way it worked out. But that movie is It's a Wonderful Knife, which was just came out this year actually on Shutter. Um, I believe it was Shutter. Yeah, that's where I watched it anyway. I'm sure it's probably available at other places, but yeah, I mean, I didn't have high expectations for this one, but again, it has good Christmas atmosphere and decor. Um, Good cinematography and camera work. All the technical aspects are there. I like the small town setting, and I like Justin Long in the movie. Other than that, everything else is kind of forgettable. The idea and the premise was predictable. Um, it was hard for me to stay engaged in this movie. That's the biggest thing. The killer and the kills were quite disappointing. The killer's wearing an uninspired white angel getup. Just not that intimidating. Every twist or surprise they tried to throw in the movie falls flat for me. Um, yeah, I don't know. I thought the acting was uneven, and it felt more like a Hallmark movie, frankly, with a slasher element. So I know a lot of people have really liked this movie. I've seen a lot of reviews of people praising it. That's fine. It just didn't work for me. It's a Wonderful Knife coming in at number eight. Now we get into my physical media. So coming in at number seven is going to be Red Christmas, which I believe, let me grab my notes here. This was from 2016. The best thing about this movie is Dee Wallace, of course, her character, her acting. Everybody else in the movie I really didn't care for. The acting was uneven and the characters were forgettable. Um, I did like that this movie was had a more serious tone than what it looks like it's going to by this cover. It has good Christmas atmosphere and decor, as many of these movies do. Um, Most of the kills are pretty good, but like I said, all the characters other than Dee Wallace's are quite forgettable. Um, the shaky cam and the POV shotgun shot. There's just a lot of, and this is a lower budget movie, I think, but just a lot of cinematography and camera work that I didn't care for. Um, I would have liked some more kills related to Christmas decor and objects. Um, and then, of course, you have really bad character decisions in this movie, as well, which, of course, we come to know in a lot of slasher slash horror movies. So, Red Christmas is going to be number seven. I think I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. It's not horrible. I would watch it again. I'm glad to have it in my collection, but that's how I feel about that one. Then coming in at number six is going to be from 1972, the oldest movie in this series, Silent Night, Bloody Night. Um, this movie, I didn't mind it. I like the slasher giallo vibes that it has going on with the black gloves and the POV shots. It really engaged me as far as the watch goes. The story I thought was interesting. Um, how it had connecting tissue to all the main characters basically. I like that aspect. Um, it has some creepy moments, especially with the asylum patients. The ending was kind of anticlimactic. Um, the cinematography and the lighting's not great in the movie. Um, there's a lot of scenes that are outdoors at nighttime. It's hard to really see what's going on. Most of the acting was kind of wooden or subpar. Um, I don't think it's all that well directed either, and I didn't care for the narration or the exposition dumps that we get throughout the movie either. Um, and it doesn't have a lot of Christmas atmosphere. There's a little bit, but of these movies, it's probably the second least Christmas atmospheric movie for this series. But overall, I enjoyed Silent Night, Bloody Night enough, especially for an older movie. So that's going to be number six. Now we get into my top five, and this one might be a little controversial because I know a lot of people seem to just blow their load over this movie. And that's from last year, the 2022 movie, Christmas Bloody Christmas. I have the book cover there. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed a lot of aspects of this movie, but again, I'll go back to what I said in my review. The one thing that holds it back for me is the writing and especially the writing as it relates to character dialogue, the Rob Zombie kind of dialogue that you get in this movie. That's the biggest problem that I have in this movie. I really didn't care for any of the characters, including the main characters, as a result of that, and some other things as well. Um, but other than that, I did enjoy the Killer Santa, the Terminator Santa aspects of it. The Christmas decor was there. It has a good color palette. So please know that I don't hate this movie. It's just not one of my absolute Christmas horror favorites. Um, but I had to put it at number five in terms of this series. There's four more movies that I enjoyed more. So that's Christmas Bloody Christmas. It's a good watch for what it is. Coming in next at number four is going to be the most recent movie that I watched. That's Await Further Instructions, which was a horror sci-fi movie, a British horror sci-fi movie. Um, this one doesn't. This is probably the least Christmas atmosphere that you get in any of these nine movies for my series here. The family dynamics and all the characters are pretty weak in this movie. Um, yeah, there's just some really it's the family and the characters that I don't like. Other than that, I like the mystery aspect of this movie. I like how it's so relevant to today with the messages that people get from quote unquote trusted sources. Um, and it has a good setting and a claustrophobic feel. So I enjoy to wait further instructions enough. Other than like I said, the characters and the sort of the family dynamics were a little hard to get behind, a little hard to believe that they would basically try to kill each other as fast as they did. But so that's number four. Coming into my top three, number three is going to be ATM from 2012. I like this movie. I really like the setting and the isolating feeling of this movie with this ATM vestibule, as it were. Um, I think it just makes for a really good concept. Um, and this movie does a good job making the viewers feel what the characters are feeling with that claustrophobic atmosphere. Even more so than um, what movie was it? Await further instructions. That has a claustrophobic atmosphere, but I don't think the director and the movie did quite as good a job as they did with ATM here, as far as feeling especially the brutality of the cold and the winter aspects of this movie. I really felt this watching it. There's some creepy, suspenseful moments. I thought the performances by the three main leads were all solid. The ending could have been stronger, like most people say. Um, and the characters make dumb choices as to be expected. Um, and I have some questions about the killer's plan, about how he had everything laid out and it went exactly that way is a little hard to believe. But overall, I had a fun time with ATM, and that's why it's my number three for this series. Now we get into my top two, and number two surprised me a little bit just because I didn't know anything about it, and I picked it up at a horror convention, and that's 13 Slays Till Christmas. This 2020 Christmas themed horror anthology. Of course, I might be a little biased because I like my horror anthologies, but this one I really enjoyed. I'm really interested and anxious to watch this again because I really liked all 13 different shorts. None of them were terrible. There were some that stood out more than others. You have a lot of Christmas atmosphere here. Christmas trees, lights, Santa music, decorations. I really enjoyed all the Easter eggs and the nods to other horror movies that they put in this movie, like using names and signage, things like that. Um, I did enjoy the narrative of the wraparound story with the bar setting and all these characters coming together for one reason or another. It is a lower budget movie, therefore the acting I thought was a little uneven, and the ending really didn't. I thought the ending could have been stronger. I wasn't all that satisfied with the ending. Some of the dialogue is rough, but overall, this is a fun Christmas horror anthology movie. Really enjoyed the 13 Slaves of Christmas. 13 Slaves Till Christmas. I gave it an 8 out of 10. So that's my number two favorite horror movie of this series. But probably a surprise to a lot of people because this movie is very mixed, and I've actually seen more negative than positive, and I think I know why. But um, my favorite for this series is Silent Night from 2012, the very loosely remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. And I think that's the problem most people have with it. I don't think you can view this as it's not a remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. I know it says it is, but it's a remake in name only, and it's not even the full name. It's just Silent Night. I view this as a completely different Christmas horror movie. Um, but I really liked it. I loved the aspects of the Santa Claus here, the costume, the killer. The kills were great. A lot of blood and gore. Some creative kills with a wood chipper and a cattle prod electrocution. It's a really fun and engaging time to watch this movie. There's, like I said, a lot of blood and gore, mostly practical. Um, it's not a shot for shot remake, which again, I don't know if people were expecting that, but I actually appreciate the fact that it's not. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. I thought the acting was good, especially by the characters of Aubrey Cooper and Epstein. Um, I thought the story was interesting. Um, Malcolm McDowell is great in this movie, but the killer and the kills and the blood and the gore are really what carries this movie for me. So again, it's kind of like the Black Christmas remake, Black Xmas from 2006. You kind of have to view it as a separate Christmas horror movie. I know it's got the name and it's got the ties to the first one, but I kind of view this the same way. I think if you watch it on its own and you take that original movie out of your head while you're watching it, I think you'll enjoy this a lot more. That's kind of how I enjoyed it. It's the same way I enjoy Black Xmas 2006. It's nowhere near as good as the original Black Christmas from 1974. Just like in some ways, this is not as good as Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. Although I'm not as big on that movie as I mentioned as a lot of other people. I do like it. I do think it's better than this because it has the 80s charm. But as far as the kills and the gore, this it can't touch this one. That's really what makes this movie, and the killer Santa Claus itself. Um, and the performances I thought were better here as well by the three main leads that I mentioned. So, yep, love it or hate it. Silent Night from 2012 is my favorite. I think I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 for this It's my highest rated for this 2023 December Christmas horror movie series. So there you have it, guys. Those are my 9 films ranked how I see it. Again, based on a one-time watch. It'll be interesting if I go and watch all these movies again next year. If this ranking changes a whole lot, maybe I'll do that for next December. I'm not sure, but with that being said, I really hope everybody enjoyed this entire December 2023 Christmas holiday horror movie review series. Um, I certainly enjoyed putting it out. I always love Christmas horror movies or holiday horror movies. But we have reached almost New Year's now, so we're at the end of the year. Definitely stay tuned for a 2024 channel update slash 2024 preview video that'll probably be coming out in another day or so. Um, Please like this video, hit the little notification bell down below so you don't miss any of my upcoming reviews or videos. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my great horror content. The next 8 months planned out for you. And I'm going to have some changes to my channel as well that I want to talk about, as well as a preview. So make sure you stay tuned for that 2024 preview video for my channel. So with all that being said, happy holidays, happy new year to everybody. Stay safe, but stay scared. Bye.